Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamunatira Bannachariya. Yamunatira Bannachariya. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamunatira Bannachariya. Yamunatira Bannachariya. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayantla Pravishtam Vishnupa Paramahamsa Stotara Satasya Srimad. His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayantla Pravishtam Vishnupa Paramahamsa Stotara Satasya Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Pramse Kaho Se Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulasidevi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shri Hare Nam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Grantara srimadbhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam mudiraye Nasta prayesha vadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama shloke Bhaktir bhavati nashtaki Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 16, Text 3. Atapyudara shravasa pritorhare Kalavatarasya katamrita dritaha Yatopadesham munivi prachodita Shlagyani karamani vayam vitanmahi Atapyudara shravasa pritorhare Kalavatarasya katamrita drisha Kalavatarasya katamrita dritaha Yatopadesham munivi prachodita Shlagyani karmani vayam vitanmahi Munivi prachodita Shlagyani karmani vayam vitanmahi. Ladies? Yadara shravasa pritorhare Munivi prachodita Ataapi, nevertheless, Udara, liberal, Shravasa, whose fame, Prito, of King Prithu, Hare, of Lord Vishnu, Kala, part of a plenary expansion, Avatarasya, incarnation, Kata, words, Amrita, nectarian, Adrita, attentive to, Yata, according to, Upadesham, instruction, Munivi, by the great sages, Prachodita, being encouraged, Shlagyani, laudable, Karmani, activities, Vayam, we, Vitadmahi, shall try to spread. Translation. Although we are unable to glorify you adequately, we nonetheless have a transcendental taste for glorifying your activities. We shall try to glorify you according to the instructions received from authoritative sages and scholars. Whatever we speak, however, is always inadequate and very insignificant. Dear King, because you are a direct incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all your activities are liberal and ever laudable. Purport. However expert one may be, he can never describe the glories of the Lord adequately. Nonetheless, those engaged in glorifying the activities of the Lord should try to do so as far as possible. Such an attempt will please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya has advised all his followers to go everywhere and preach the message of Lord Krishna. Since this message is essentially Bhagavad Gita, the preacher's duty is to study Bhagavad Gita as it is, understood by the cyclic succession, and explained by great sages and learned devotees. One shall speak to the general populace in accordance with one's predecessors, Sadhu, Guru, and Shastras. This simple process is the easiest method by which one can glorify the Lord. Devotional service, however, is the real method, for by devotional service one can satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead with just a few words. Without devotional service, volumes of books cannot satisfy the Lord. Even though the preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement may be unable to describe the glories of the Lord, they can nonetheless go everywhere and request people to chant Hare Krishna. Haribo. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master Srila Prabhupada opened my eyes with a torch light of knowledge. Therefore I offer my humble and respectful obeisances unto him. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, it's very nice that naturally devotees are humble because they know how wonderful and great is the Lord and how small and insignificant we are. So, in that sense, those who are reciting the glories of King Prithu, they were not just professional reciters being paid to do so, but they actually have taste for it. This is very nice. This saying that we have developed a taste, ruchi, that's ruchi, for glorifying your activities. But one moment, he hasn't done much activities yet. He was born from the body of whom? King Vena was a demon. The Brahmana had to kill him with mantras because he was so demoniac. He was, creating havoc. Just without touching even him, just by mantras they killed him. But they needed a successor. Okay. So they just, by some mystic process unknown to us, they churned the body and King Prithu appeared from there. Mm-hmm. So in one sense one may say the father of King Prithu was a demon. But actually he's transcendental to material nature because he's an avatar. Yeah. he came to perform the duty of a Kshatriya, a king, like Lord Ramachandra did. Of course, well, like we explained the other day, is King Prithu is a Saktyavesha avatar, but fully empowered. I mean, when he's glorified here as the Supreme Lord, because he has the full power received from the Lord. So, and the Brahma Samhita is explained is like many we call candles, but there is one candle that lighten all the candles. So there is always an original candle, and the original candle is, of course, Lord Krishna. Ete chamsa kalah pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That's the conclusion of the srimadbhagavatam, and all the great sages and Vaishnavas in disciplic succession. So that means they can see the future activities of Lord Prithu, and that's why they talking about his activities. Although he hasn't done any yet, he was just empowered, he was just installed in the throne as the king. So, and they are acknowledging whatever we speak, although it is true what we are saying, is still always is very inadequate and insignificant, because the glory of the Lord are unlimited. Even Lord Ananta Deva, Ananta Shesha, he's glorifying the Lord from time immemorial. He hasn't finished yet. I will never finish, because the glories of the Lord are unlimited. So that's why once Prabhupada said, don't try to understand Krishna, just love him. Of course, to love him, you need to understand something of his glories and his pastimes, but the ultimate goal is just not jnana, but bhakti. When Krishna sent the message to the gopis through Uddhava, they were angry at the letter. They were angry at Krishna. You think we are yogis or something, meditating us as Paramatma? We are not yogis. Because you can perceive me everywhere, I am the super soul. They were angry to hear that. Because they wanted a relationship not with Paramatma, but with Bhagavan. In person, personally, not with meditation and distance, but they want him there, to speak to him, to dance with him. Anyway, so it is the duty of every devotee of the Lord to preach his message. Lord Chaitanya advised all his followers to go everywhere and preach the message of Lord Krishna. Prabhupada said that's Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said Bhagavad Gita is for preaching to the non-devotees. Srila Bhagavatam is for relishing amongst devotees. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is the summum bonum of the nectar. That was his, what you call, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's, yeah, but he has, when you have a book next to your bed or something, there's a saying about that. My head, something, I can't remember. What is also, when Prabhupada came with the Jaladuta, the boat, he was always reading Chaitanya Charitamrita all the way, through the trip. So, anyway, one day Lord Chaitanya called all his followers in Navadvip. All of them were there, so he told them in Bengali the following. Shuno Shuno Nityananda Shuno Haridas Sarvatra Amara Pragya Koroho Prakash Pratigare Gaya Koroi Bhikko Bolo Krishna Bhaja Krishna Koro Krishna Shiko. Listen to me, Nityananda. Listen, Haridas. Let my desire be known everywhere. Throughout go door to door and beg people the 3 following alms. Bolo Krishna, chant Krishna's name. Bhaja Krishna, worship Lord Krishna. And follow Krishna's instructions. Goro Krishna Shikha. A Shiksha, in Bengali is a Shikha. Anyway, so when Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu heard this instruction, of course they immediately started going door to door and preached to the people. They knocked somebody's door and the owner of the house will come out, so they preached to him. You are such a nice person, scholar, and so religious, so pious, and okay, please don't continue. What can I give you? You need food, you need money, you need clothes, medicine, please. How can I serve you? No, please. We just want to ask you, give up all your nonsense activities and chant the holy name. Well, I'm a very busy man. I mean, I have a family to maintain, and life is short and full of miseries. If you don't serve the dear son of Mother Yashoda now, great sorrow will be awaiting for you at the time of death. You pass your nights sleeping and during the day decorating your body. You don't know that life is temporary and full of miseries? Don't waste any more time and chant the holy name. Okay, I will try to chant. How many rounds are you going to chant every day? How many times, you know? And they went, okay, I can, okay. So in the evening they will bring the Sankirtan result. How many people promised to chant, you know? So many times the holy name. But once Haridas Thakur brought some loving complaint about Nityananda to Lord Chaitanya, in front of everyone, you know, in front of all the devotees. Haridas Thakur said, my dear Lord, please instruct Nityananda not to put me in so many difficulties. When we go preaching together, sometime while I'm talking to the family, he goes where the man has his cow, the Goshala, in the same house, and milk the cow, drink the milk, and goes away without even saying thank you. So the man comes out, okay, I mean, he wants payment for the milk. Because they can offer the milk, but if you take it by your own, then you have to pay for it, you know. Anyway, so he ran away laughing like a wild child. And I'm an old man, I can't run as fast as him. So I get into trouble. At another times, we are walking next to the Ganga, and we pass a place where the Ganga is filled with crocodiles. And he jumped in the middle of the crocodiles and started slapping them and right on their back and, you know, playing with them. And I started become very anxious for his safety, and I started to shout to the people, please come help me, his life is in danger. And he lives like a wild child, you know. He doesn't care about anything. At another times, he put me to shame. We are in a market full of people, you know, and he approached a Muslim girl, and he grabbed her hand and asked her, will you marry me? And she will feel all you know, shy and run away, you know, and he laughs like a madman, you know. Once Lord Chaitanya asked Srivas Thakur, what do you think about my Nityananda? What is your opinion of him? Srivas Thakur said, Lord Nityananda is as worshipful for me as yourself. He for me is Lord Balaram himself, and whatever he does is transcendental. Even if he go to a liquor shop, he has some transcendental business there to do. And Lord Chaitanya embraced Srivas Thakur, told him, "Oh, you have faith in my Nityananda. You are so pleasing me with that." Once Lord Chaitanya called all the devotees and was giving them a piece of the Lord Nityananda's coping, underwear, to tie around their forehead to be free from lusty desires. Tied up, that will help you. Once Lord Nityananda went to the house of Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur's wife, Malini, will treat him as her own child because she lost her son during a kirtan at the house of Srivas. The son passed away. So all the women want to start to cry, but then Srivas calmed down. No, cry very softly. Don't interrupt the kirtan of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya was dancing and chanting, but after a few minutes he stopped the kirtan and said, "Some tragedy happened in this house." "Srivas, what happened?" "Well, my son left his body." "Why you didn't tell me? I didn't want to interrupt your ecstasy." "Okay, take me where the body is." So the Lord Chaitanya was in the room with the dead body, and he called the soul back to the body, and the soul of the child came back and it spoke. He said, "By my good fortune, I was born in the house of Srivas Thakur, a great devotee of the Lord. And I had this, due to my good fortune, I was able to have your association, my Lord. Life and death is in your hand. Now is my time to go back home, back to Godhead. Please, everyone, bless me. Don't be unhappy." So everybody became very happy when they heard that. So Lord Chaitanya wanted them to overcome their grief by knowing that their son became liberated, went back home, back to Godhead. So, and anyway, when Nityananda Prabhu went to the house, she will feed him like her child, she will treat him as her son. And Lord Nityananda will feel happiness with that kind of loving dealings. So he found Malini crying and asked her, "Mother, why you're crying?" "Well, I was going to start cooking for Lord Krishna, but the crow came and he stole the cup of ghee that I was going to use to cook. And now I have to go market, the offering will be late, and Srivas Thakur will be upset because the offering is not on time. I'm very much in anxiety." So Lord Nityananda told her, "Dear mother, don't be in anxiety. I will help you with this." And he called out, "Crow, thief, come here immediately." And the crow came. "Why you're stealing the cup of ghee from Mother Malini? Go and bring it back right away." So the crow went and brought the cup of ghee. And Malini started glorifying Lord Nityananda. It's not surprising that the crow obey you. Even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma obey you, So in that way, we have to understand that. And Lord Chaitanya once said, "Lord Nityananda is my second body. What he does, I do it through him." And you know the story that the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he had a brother, and his brother was a devotee, but he had faith in Lord Chaitanya, but didn't have faith in Lord Nityananda. And one day, Krishna Kaviraj Goswami chastised his brother for not having faith in Lord Nityananda. And because of that, Lord Nityananda appeared in his dream and blessed Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and asked him in the dream to go to Vrindavan. So he went to Vrindavan and he received the mercy of the deity Madan Mohan. A garland fell on his neck when he was paying obeisance to the deities. And he was blessed in that way. Anyway, so Prabhupada explaining, knowledge without bhakti has no much value. Many scholars may write about commentaries of the Vedas or Bhagavad Gita, but if there is no bhakti, the devotional service to please the Lord, then doesn't much have value. But if somebody have real devotion to the Lord, even with few words can please the Lord. Because there is bhakti. When Krishna entered Mathura, he met a dhobi, a washerman, who was a servant of Kamsa. So he offered him the opportunity to do service. I mean, that man, to be able to see Krishna, must have done many austerities in past life. But because he didn't have bhakti, he could not appreciate the opportunity. Krishna asked him, "Oh, this dress is very nice. Give it to me, and that other dress give to Balaram. We want this." "How you dare to ask for this? This belongs to King Kamsa. He will chastise you, imprison you for being so arrogant." And okay, Krishna didn't like that attitude. And what he did, he killed him with a karate stroke with his hand, chop off his head. Of course, the man got liberated, I mean to say, impersonal liberation, but he was offered the opportunity and didn't he blew it away for a few hours. But we see that the hunchback, Kubja, she did devotional service, although it wasn't pure devotional service, it was mixed with kama, with lust. But the Lord accepted her service. And grabbed her cheek and pulled up, and the hunchback disappeared. She became very beautiful. And who was she in her previous life? She was Ravana's sister, Shurpanaka. She saw Lord Ramchandra in the forest and immediately felt lusty attraction for his beauty. She was attracted to his beauty. And she openly, I mean, she was very ugly witch, but she took mystic powers. She transformed herself into a beautiful girl to attract, the Lord. But the Lord, she openly said, "I'm very much attracted to you. Please marry me." And Ramachandra said, "I'm very much flattered, such a beautiful girl, but I'm already married, but my brother Lakshman, he's free, go to him." So she told Lakshman, "Oh, you are also very handsome. Will you marry me?" "Oh, of course, I'm very much flattered, but you don't want to marry a servant. I'm the servant of my brother. He's the king. You should insist on him." So she went back to Lord Ramchandra, insisting again. And Ramchandra said, "Well, I would like to, but I made a vow, ekapatni vrat, only one wife, so I'm sorry, I can't accept you." When material desire not satisfied, the anger arises. So she became very angry that her lust wasn't fulfilled. And she was going to attack Sita Devi to harm her. She took her real form with big nails and was going to attack her. So Lakshman, he chopped off her nose and ears, and she went crying, But when she was Kubja, when she saw Krishna coming into Mathura, that desire was revived again, lusting for Krishna, Prabhupada said, whatever desire one has, even material, if it's directed to Krishna, you will be purified, you will be benefited. Prabhupada tells the story of one thief that he was running away from the police, and in order to hide, he saw a temple filled with people, and hundreds of people. So he mixed amongst the people. They couldn't find him, But he stayed in the temple until, the police leave. So he has to hear one lecture, one devotee was giving, and devotee was describing Krishna's beauty and ornaments. So he was saying that Krishna wears a valuable golden necklace with valuable stones, and so that caught the interest of the thief. And after the lecture, he approached the lecturer and asked him, "Can you please tell me where this Lord Krishna lives?" "Oh, he lives in Vrindavan." "Oh, thank you very much." So he went to the train station to find out how far was Vrindavan and how much cost the train ticket. Anyway, then he went home and told his wife, my dear wife, "Today almost I was caught by the police. But I hide in a temple and I hear about one very rich man named Krishna. And I'm planning to go to steal from him. But I have no money for the ticket. Can you please give me the 2 golden earrings I gave you the other day? I'm going to sell them to buy the ticket. Don't worry, I will buy you 5 new pairs. We will be rich." So he went to Vrindavan, and as soon as he arrived there, he asked about the whereabouts of the first person he met in the street. "Excuse me, please, can you tell me where Lord Krishna lives?" "Oh, you came to search for Krishna in Vrindavan?" Yes. "How do you know?" Well, you're asking for him. Okay. Well, I will tell you. Krishna lives in Nandagram. But right now, he must be around in the forest with his cows and his cowherd boy friends tending the cows. If you are very fortunate, who knows, you may see him. "Oh, thank you for the nice information." So the thief was searching for Krishna on the surrounding forest around the Nandagram. And of course he couldn't find Krishna. I mean, he's a thief, he's not a devotee. But he was every day, he didn't stop searching for days and days. And his desire to see Krishna, although to steal from him, became so acute, so strong, like the hunger of a lion who hasn't eaten for a week, you know. So when this desire became so strong and powerful, one day he saw Lord Krishna sitting under the shade of a tree, surrounded by his cows, and he became very happy. He ran, "Oh, Maharaj Krishna," and offer his respect to Krishna. Immediately he saw the golden necklace, and he told Lord Krishna, "Oh, your father sent me here to collect this necklace from you because some thieves may be around here." And Krishna said, "Well, if there was such danger, why Mother Yashoda put it on me?" "Oh, she also told me, don't come back without this necklace for safekeeping, you know. Some thieves may be around. Thieves around here? I think you are the thief." And the thief said, "Well, to tell the truth, Krishna, yes, I am the thief. But you are so nice, so beautiful, so rich. I am so poor and miserable. Why you don't just give me this necklace?" Krishna said, "No, I cannot do that. If I go back home without the necklace, Mother Yashoda will be angry at me. I can't displease her. Oh, you have so many necklaces, one less doesn't matter." Finally, Krishna took off his necklace, was going to give him, but after the dealing with Krishna, his heart melted, and the man fell at Krishna's feet, crying, saying, "No, Krishna, I only want to be your eternal servant." So, even his desire wasn't pure, but because he came in touch with Krishna, he immediately became purified. So some or other we have to become purified. Human life is meant for purification. Unless the heart is purified, we can't develop our natural love for Krishna. So, any questions, comments? Prabhupada told the story of the thief. Well, some details I found somewhere else, from other Vaishnava who told the story. They decorate the story a little bit here and there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. He made it shorter, of course, but the same story. Yes.
In the purport, Srila Prabhupada was saying how the devotees have to learn Bhagavad Gita and preach Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
And you travel a lot, many
Yes.
different temples.
Yes.
So it's a responsibility of individual devotees, and I would say the management of ISKCON, to make sure the devotees learn the Bhagavad Gita very well and
Of course.
serve for preaching. So,
Of course.
what have you seen as far as that being instituted in your travels and recommendations and, good things you've seen as far as places where devotees are, just...
I mean, not only Bhagavad Gita, in Mexico, devotees give Bhakti Shastri, and every summer for 3-4 months, Bhagavad Gita and Sri Sopanishad, Nectar of Devotion, other books. And it's very important, of course. Prabhupada said, if you learn at least 30 key verses from Bhagavad Gita, you can preach very nicely anywhere. No? So, it's very important to know at least 30 key verses from Bhagavad Gita. All devotees should learn them by heart and recite them and explain them, of course. That will be nice preaching. You can defeat any challenge.
Do you have those 30 verses?
Everybody has them. It's available to everyone. I mean, it's not a secret.
I have a document that was prepared by Ganapati Maharaj.
Okay.
And he used the database to find the verses, the 180 top verses that Prabhupada would most frequently quote in his lectures and his purports, etc.
Yeah.
So I took that document and I appended to it the standard Prabhupada Shloka book exported from the database,
Yes.
which has been around for years, which has more than 30 verses from Gita and many other verses. And then I just put links so you can click on the little phrase. He has like the first couple of words of each verse, the frequency from the top, from the most frequent verse, which is Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, that's the first verse. And then like Sarvadharma and Parityajya, like that. So I haven't counted them, but there's probably at least 30 verses, those top that he himself would quote most often. So
Yes.
And I'm willing to share that document with
Okay.
anybody.
Whoever wish to have them, I will be one of them too.
I can give it to you.
Thank you.
And it's great because you travel so much, you can propagate it widely.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
And then we have to have a format for learning and testing them. You learn the verse, just Janma Karma Chamedavya.
Yeah. All the key verses one has to learn them. Very important. All right. Any other questions, comments? All right. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.